Our broadcast left. The referee blows the whistle and we're underway here in the championship final. London moved the ball back around as I believe that's Sean Fawcett. Yeah, Fawcett's wearing number 3 today instead of number 6 as they move it up along the near flank for Ethan Gopal. He's got Fawcett making the overlap. Nice run, but the ball gets away from him. And it's out for a throw. Masters FA will have an opportunity to build from a throw-in as Agard checks towards as an option. Walks with the touch into the middle of the pitch. Fighting it away is Connor Wilson. Runner-up for the Golden Boot the last 2 seasons in League 1 play, but this time it's taken away from him by Missimianga. He's checked off the ball. It's out for a London throw, and with both clubs having a solid fan base here today, the Masters fans who've got that drum line beaten, they give a bit of a Bronx cheer to the official for that. London move the ball around to their back line. They'll go all the way back to the keeper, Sokolski, as he plays it out to Fawcett. Fawcett looks for a switch option over to Chad Gopal, but that's headed away. Good defensive presence as Yassine Shawan challenges, but it gets away from him. Sliding tackle by Sean Brown. He comes away with the ball, plays it ahead, intended for walks, but that's picked up by Bradley Heath. Heath got the opening goal for London in their second leg in the 4th minute in a dominating 10-0 win over Alliances. That was a bit of a laugh for that semi-final 2-leg competition as they won on aggregate 15-0. Masters had a far more dramatic path to the final in terms of the semis. They tied the first leg against Oakville Blue Devils 0-0 at home, and then last weekend in Oakville they scored a 2-2 draw, so on away goals, Masters moves through to the finals here tonight as Bradley Heath plays it into Bilal Halbouni. Halbouni back to his keeper, Sokolski. Sokolski, a League 1 Ontario 2016 second team All-Star, and with his play here this year, I certainly think he would be in the running to be named either a first or second team All-Star once again this year. As Alvarez receives the pass, turns, tries to take the space in front of him, turns it back and slows it down. Wilson touched into the middle for Mello. Mohamed Reza Nafar, he moves it out wide for the London captain Randy Ribeiro, who quickly gives it back to Nafar. The two exchange possession as the left back Ribeiro tees up his left-footed pass for Wilson. Wilson being checked closely by Agard, so he dumps it back out to Ribeiro. Alvarez receives the pass. He's got a runner making motion, but he's checked off the ball, and Masters trying to mount a counterattack as they send a long ball ahead intended for walks, but that gets sniffed out by Halbouni. Agard challenged for possession. Missimianga, good challenge in the air to come up with it for Masters. Atif Ali plays it into the middle. Missimianga, he gets clipped, no call, play continues on as Ethan Gopal takes it into the middle, makes the pass over to Nafar. Mohamed Reza Nafar tees up the right-footed strike, big rebound off the post! Oh, what a chance! As Chad Gopal found the rebound, buried it off the post after the initial save by Koskinas. And now we'll get a stoppage in play as the Masters FA coach Rick Titus is not happy about the choice from the official to allow play to continue with his player, Randy Missimianga, down on the turf. And a direct result of his feet getting clipped, but in the eyes of the referee, no foul committed. So London nearly capitalized on, had that gone in, what would have been described as a controversial goal. There's certainly some emotions coming from the Masters bench right now, with Missimianga now back to his feet under his own power. We'll restart with a drop ball as the ball was in the hands of the keeper Koskinas. Referee drops it back to the keeper and play resumes. It's an exciting opening 5 minutes as London nearly come away with the opening goal, turned away by a great save by Koskinas and then the post. And now Masters will try get some offense of their own as Amia takes it ahead, but the OCAA standout, he gets checked off the ball this time. Ethan Gopal, as Fawcett moves it to Heath. Quickly possession exchange between Heath and Mello as it's back to Sokolski, who goes out wide to Rivero. Initially brings it into the middle, calls for a handball, and London get the referee's whistle for the free kick. Quickly taken, Connor Wilson has space in front of him. He takes the lane and eventually makes the pass to Ethan Gopal. Ethan Gopal cutting into the middle, nice overstep on the ball, looking for an option, lays it off to Connor Wilson. Fawcett, the defender, steps up into the play, but his ball taken away by Eddie DeBeer. They try send it up the pitch, but Hal Booney there to intercept the long ball intended for Dante Walks. Nice pressure here, a turnover. Amia right in off the post. Oh, both teams striking the post in the opening 10 minutes as Francis Amia took the ball away from the defender, went right in on Sokolski, had the keeper beat, but couldn't beat the woodwork. Wow, what an exciting start to this championship final. Fawcett tries to needle the ball through, that gets knocked away. Francis Amia, 2018 MVP for the Sheridan Bruins College Men's Varsity Team program. It's his first year with Masters FA. He's their leading goal scorer coming into tonight's match in the playoffs. And he nearly found the back of the net. So both teams threatening early, but it still remains scoreless as we're in the 8th minute of action. Ribeiro tries for the switch. That gets picked off by Agar. He ends up coughing it up with Wilson closing down, but it's secured by Ali and back to his keeper Koskinas, who plays it high in the air and then a handball by Connor Wilson. Kick quickly taken. Agar has space in front of him.
Okay, good. I'm trying to be really careful.
Ball up the near flank. Ethan Gopal tracks him down. Agar waiting for an option, plays it back to Randy Missimienga. Missimienga, quick 1-2 with Priestley as it's controlled by Ali. Knocked away from him inside Masters territory, but Randy Missimienga plays it calmly back to his keeper, Spiro Koskinas. Back out to Missimienga as they check for options. A long ball, it's chested down and kept in play. Nice work by Ali to take the touch from Agar. Into the middle for Walks, tries to broom the defender on the inside, but Randy Ribeiro, the veteran left back and the captain of FC London, stands him up beautifully. Mohamed Reza Nafar feeds the ball through to Ethan Gopal. Gopal pulls down by Missimienga. He plays it over to Alvarez. Quick 1-2. Gopal tackled by the Masters captain, and that was a brilliantly timed slide tackle by Adam Sirkowski. Agar shields from the first London player. Ball played in through the middle as Mello closes down on Amia. Ribeiro. Mello back out to Ribeiro. Looking for an option, plays it in through, intended for Alvarez with contact on his back. Play continues on. That ball tracking out, it'll go out for a FC London throw here in the 10th minute of play. Bilal Halbouni, the former University of Western Mustang, plays it over to Randy Ribeiro. Halbouni gets it back as they play it through Mello over to Ribeiro. Into the middle for Nafar. Back to Mello. Wilson gives it to Mello as he looks for an option. He finds his captain in Ribeiro. Ribeiro plays a long ball ahead, running onto it is Mohamed Reza Nafar. He's challenged closely and defended well by Eddie DeBeer as Priestley comes up with him. DeBeer. Check out that Sean Brown who made the pass ahead to Yassine Shawan. Shawan under pressure loses possession. Played into the middle for Mello. He touches it ahead, intended for Alvarez. They go back to the keeper, Koskinas, who started to step forward, and that nearly ended up in an own goal. Luckily for Masters, the ball tracked wide of the post. But Koskinas not in a position to get a foot there. So it's out for a corner kick for FC London. And it's their leading goal scorer, Connor Wilson, getting set to take the corner. Got an option short in Mohamed Reza Nafar, but he doesn't seem to be interested. Opts to use him now. Wilson checks back to him. The two exchange possession as it's played out to Mello. Reza Nafar does well to track back and not get himself caught offside on the short point as they move it back into the middle for Randy Ribeiro. Looking for some misdirection, trying to feed Wilson on the run. That's broken up. Defended well by Masters and cleared away by Missimienga. That ball played through for Watts. He's onside as Heath tried to step up to catch him off, but mistimed that. And in a foul committed by Watts as he extended the arm on Halbouni. And the fans in attendance here at the Ontario Soccer Centre Stadium certainly getting into the match as the London fans applaud the call and the Masters fans voice their displeasure. Ribeiro quickly took it to Halbouni before getting it back. He's looking for a ball into the middle for Wilson. Well taken, but he's closed down by Brown. Or check that was De Beer, and now it's controlled by the keeper, Koskins. Priestley was unable to keep the ball, but it's controlled now by Atif Ali as he plays it up the line, but Priestley can't track it before it's out. Wilson, he'll opt to leave the throw for his right back in Sean Fawcett. He tosses in for Mello. Halbouni, the left center back, plays it to the right center back, Bradley Heath. Halbouni, he's got space in front of him, takes that. As he gets closed down by Priestley, he plays it out wide for Nafar. Back into the middle for Wilson. He's got a lane to shoot. Tees up the strike. Koskinas parries away the initial strike and did well enough to punch it away from Alvarez as he was closing down for a rebound. Spiro Koskinas has been sharp as he's been the busier of the two keepers so far. As the former Swedish 3rd Division keeper who was invited to the Forge FC tryouts earlier this year, and their training camp has played well here today for Masters. And once again, Koskinas off his line to secure the ball for Masters FA6. Koskinas, good strong leg as that punt into the London defensive third as Watts tries to come up with it. He gets fouled by Ribeiro. A free kick quickly taken. Amia, he gets hammered down. No call this time. It's out for a Masters throw. Francis Amia will opt to lead the throw-in for Sean Brown as the right back pushes up for the throw-in. Got an option in Shayan, but he decides to play it back for Priestley. The Simienga goes all the way back to De Beer. He turns it to the captain, Sirkowski. De Beer, space in front of him, takes what's there before leaving it for Shawan. As Francis Amia tries to open up some space, taking on two defenders, knocks it out wide. It's crossed into the penalty area as the header attempt from Dante Watts cleared away by Sean Fawcett for FC London. So Masters FA starting to press here, creating a little bit of offensive area. Good 1-2 as Shaquille Agard plays the ball through, but Priestley had stopped his run, and that'll track out for a goal kick. 15th minute of action. We're scoreless here in the 2019 League 1 Ontario Championship final between Masters FA and FC London. Masters FA playing a 4-3-3 here today. London as well playing a 4-3-3, but a lot of movement for London in terms of the midfield three and the forward three. You'll see a lot of wing play, even their back line, the two wing backs often pushing up. As there was an example with the left back Randy Ribeiro delivering the ball over to Ethan Gopal. Quickly he gets it back from Gopal. Nafar with a 1-2 for Mello as Fawcett starts to open up out wide on the near side. Wilson receives the ball from Ribeiro, dumps it back to Mello. Not a lot of movement from the top three right now as Nafar tried to turn it inside, but then it's knocked away from him. Ribeiro takes it down for Mello. He's got time and space in front of him, looking for either Alvarez or one of the Gopals to make a run. He picks out Wilson, but the ball taken away. Shaquille Agard with possession for Masters. He's closed down by Ethan Gopal. Feeds it into the middle for Dante Watts, who tried a little bit of a flick on, but there was no one there to receive. Albouni to Mello, ahead to Nafar. Closed down, he makes the pass ahead to Ethan Gopal. Turns past the first defender, opening up a left-footed strike, lets it fly, but that was well read by Eddie De Beer, and he was right there to make the block. Priestley, he turns it to Shaquille Agar. That ball intended for Dante Watts, defended well by Bradley Heath. Watts takes his feet out from him. Watts doesn't like this call. It seemed like he got mostly ball, but the referee Bowman there to make the foul call, and it'll be a free kick for FC. Randy Ribeiro taking the ball for FC London. The former captain and All-Canadian at St. Francis Xavier delivers it ahead as Thomas Alvarez plays it back to Ribeiro. Ribeiro under pressure into the middle for Mello, who then goes back to Albouni. Patrick Mello touches out wide for Randy Ribeiro. Delivers a left-footed ball into the penalty area, taken on the chest by Mohamed Reza Nafar. Defended by Sirkowski, turns him inside out, taken down, nothing doing other than a goal kick. Good pressure from Mohamed Reza Nafar, but defended beautifully by Adam Sirkowski. Sirkowski, former captain of the University of Toronto Mississauga men's varsity team. As his center back partner, Eddie De Beer, is also the 2017 Athlete of the Year and MVP of the UFT varsity. So those two certainly playing a lot of matches together over the years, as Halbouni plays it back to his keeper, Sikorsky. Goes down as applying the pressure was Agard, but it's received by Ribeiro. Ribeiro opens up the lane out wide, plays it back into the middle for Mello. Ethan Gopal along the near flank wants it. They play it over to Fawcett. Gopal starts to make a run as it's delivered ahead, but out of the reach of Wilson, and that was a poor execution that time from FC London. Nice hustle by Alvarez to get the ball back as he plays it over to Nafar. Mohamed Reza Nafar turns away from the pressure from Agard. Leaves it for Mello. Fawcett opening up on a run out wide. Gopal picks him out as he plays it back into the middle for Mello. Masters doing a good job keeping everything in front of them, not allowing many runs behind the back line, as Alvarez starts to make some movement up front. Halbouni, not satisfied with what he saw, pulls it back and draws it to the near side for Fawcett. Again, not quite the execution there from Fawcett, and that time Wilson lets him know that he expects the ball within his range. Masters take possession as Atif Ali has it at his feet. Plays a right-footed ball up the pitch, walks under the challenge and is headed out for a Masters throw. Priestley, who back in 2009 was drafted by the Kansas City Wizards in the MLS Super Draft. He's wearing number 16 today for Masters FA. Delivers the pass off as they start to work it up the far flank with Francis Amia, with that ball well out of the range of Shalom and it's out for Albuni receives from Ribeiro in the 21st minute of play after a fast-paced opening 5 minutes where both teams struck the bar as they had both beaten the keeper but were denied by the posts. We've seen the pace of play slow down just a little bit as really neither team wanted to be guilty of committing a vertical error. Both of these teams match up really closely, even in terms of their strategy and formations, personnel on the field. It's going to be one of those matches where one mistake could cost you the championship. As Masters take advantage, there's a turnover. Let's see if London can capitalize. Resinafar plays the ball through. Wilson running onto it from his right foot, draws it back to his left, tries to catch Koskinis off his line, but the chip goes over top the far post. Koskinis delivers the goal kick, and it's controlled by Francis Amia. He gets past the first challenge, but then Ribeiro steps up with a perfectly timed tackle and takes the ball away. Wilson back to Ribeiro. Mello plays it over to Fawcett. He's closed down by Priestley. Taken by Ethan Gopal. Nice move to get around Ali. He has an advantage here. Blows past Sirkowski into the penalty area. Draws it back for Alvarez. And then his half volley got blocked. Nice effort from Ethan Gopal to make that happen for London. As here they move it over to Mohamed Resinafar, taking on Shawan. Mohamed Resinafar thought about the right-footed shot, draws to his, thought about the left, and then tried to chip it through for Alvarez before it got knocked away. London controlling the pace of play for the most part here in the first half. As Halbuni touches it out wide to Ribeiro. Mohamed Resinafar back out to Heath. Right center back plays it ahead for Ethan Gopal. Ethan Gopal, a former Vancouver Whitecaps Academy player, dishes that one off to Patrick Mello. Ethan Gopal gets it back. He's got his brother Chad Gopal there. Draws to his right, lays it off for Nafar. Touched in for Wilson. Nafar got clipped, referee having none of it. Ethan Gopal tees up the right-footed strike. A diving, dipping shot that gave Koskinis a challenge, and he did well to parry it out for the save. And we'll have a corner kick coming from it. But the Masters keeper, Koskinis, giving his backline a shout, telling them they have to close down on Gopal. They can't allow him that open lane. Wilson tracking over to the corner to take the hit. No short option this time. And they put their big center back, Bradley Heath, in the middle of it. There's the cross. It's well out. Intended for Heath. Volleyed back into the penalty area. Fawcett gets a touch to it. Nafar shields it. Takes the right-footed strike. Koskinis with a tremendous save to tip that over the bar. And once again, the Masters FA Saints keeper bails out his backline, who leave the London players far too much time and space to tee up those shots. Koskinis telling his team close it down as he makes save after save, keeping this match scoreless. Wilson once again on the corner. Movement from Fawcett, delivers a good ball. Going up is Halbuni, but he sends that one over top the bar and out for a goal kick. So good pressure from FC London. They challenge on a few opportunities, but Koskinas right now the difference maker for Masters FA and the reason this match still remains scoreless. That and of course the posts on each net. Each keeper today has been bailed out by the game. Handball called there against Dante Walks. So a free kick here for FC London. Taken quickly and short to Patrick Mello. He plays it ahead to Nafar as he checks his options. Draws it back for Mello. Fawcett opens out wide along the near side. Chad Gopal tries to draw it in, but that's broken up by Priestley. Hakeem Priestley does well to get past the first defender. Plays the ball out wide here for Shaquille Agard. Agard gets closed down by Ethan Gopal. As Agard checking for a ball into the penalty area. Dante Walks has a few choice words for the official as he feels like Bradley Heath gave him a stiff arm in the back, but no call. Play continues on and Walks gets a bit of a warning from the referee. A big crowd on hand for tonight's match. Easily 500 fans, maybe more here at the Ontario Soccer Centre Stadium. As Randy Ribeiro plays the ball ahead for Chad Gopal. He runs onto it, defended beautifully by Sean Brown, and that's knocked out for a corner kick. Chad Gopal looking for a short option from the corner, nothing presenting itself initially, as he wanted to try catch Masters on their heels, but now it'll be Connor Wilson tracking over to the far corner to take the kick. Still one short option in Mohamed Reza Nafar, but two defenders there with Shawan and Ali, so unlikely that they'll use the short option from the corner. Wilson delivers the ball to the near post, headed away, defended well by Eddie DeBeer. Mello, Nafar, touch ahead for Wilson, he's onside, tries to dribble into the middle, but that's taken away by Randy Masimienga, and he plays it up the pitch where it's controlled by Rivera. Albuni with possession for FC London as they try catch Masters on the counter. Wilson plays a good ball through for Ethan Gopal, he's onside. Oh, Koskinas just gets enough to redirect it out. Oh my goodness, that could be the save of the match right there, as Ethan Gopal picked out the 5-hole on Spiro Koskinas, but Koskinas just got a piece of the ball. It still went through his legs, but the save from the keeper redirects it wide past the far post and out for a corner. Wow, London are doing everything but putting the ball in the net here in the 28th minute. The Masters FA crowd cheering them on to try to defend the corner as Connor Wilson sets up for the set piece. Wilson delivers the in-swinger to the far post. Heath goes up for it. Sirkowski defends, and it's out for a goal kick. So the Masters fans can breathe easy for the time being as their team defend the corner kick well. And now Koskinas plays it from the goal kick out for Sirkowski. Ali to Sirkowski over to his keeper. Koskinas, who quickly moves back out to Sirkowski. Atif Ali with possession. Pretty neat fact about Ali, he spent time in the Kenyan Manchester United youth development system. Of course, the biggest clubs from around the world setting up academies in various countries, and a young Atif Ali was able to take advantage of an opportunity when the Man United Academy in Kenya gave him a call. All out for a London throw as Halbuni receives from Ribeiro. 30th minute of play. Sirkowski moves it over to Fawcett. Fawcett, his ball up the pitch intended for Alvarez, picked off by Sirkowski, controlled by Ali, played ahead for Agar. Shaquille Agar touch into the middle for Priestley. Akeem Priestley, he's got a lane to tee up a shot, and he scores! Oh, what a goal! Out of nowhere, Akeem Priestley lets a screamer fly from the left foot. He took a redirection off the defender, and Sikowski, who dove down to his left, was beaten on the shot. What a goal from Priestley! As in the 30th minute, Masters have taken a 1-0 lead. Listen to their fans celebrate. What a screamer of a shot from Priestley. Drafted by the Kansas City Wizards in the 2009 MLS Super Draft. He's got the goal here for Masters FA. That's the difference maker in the first half as they take a 1-0 lead. It's a brilliant strike off the left of Priestley from all roughly 23, 24 yards out. Took a bit of a nick off the defender and then beat the diving Sikowski. But what a huge strike by Priestley, who had been relatively quiet to that point. Here goes Shaquille Agar. His Masters trying to double up their lead. Agar gets past Mello, brings it inside, gets around Fawcett, draws to his left foot, crosses! Oh, knocked away by Ribeiro. That's coming in to close down for the strike was Francis Amia, and that was nearly 2-0 Masters. As Ribeiro got tackled late by Amia, and the two go face to face there, right in front of the AR2. So emotions riding high here in the League 1 Ontario Championship Final 2019 as the London coach just gets a warning from the fourth official. Here goes Agar with the ball, tries to chip it ahead. He clears it out, and it'll go for a Masters throw-in. London coach Mike Marcocia. Of course, he leads the women's team as well, who secured the League 1 Ontario Championship in the women's division earlier this year. They would love to sweep here, but right now their men's club trailing 1-0 here in the first half after that goal from Priestley, as Ribeiro's long ball goes out for a foul. Sarkowski plays a long ball ahead, walks, he gets pushed down to the ground, and that draws a foul call from referee Bowman. So a free kick to come here for Masters FA. As we're in the 33rd minute of action, Priestley plays it quickly for Eddie DeBeer. Ball turned over and controlled by Ribeiro. He chips ahead, but that's quickly taken away by Shawan. As Amia with it for Masters, and they earn the throw. So a jersey change for one of the FC London players, as Ethan Gopal having to leave play for a couple moments because of the infection, the infectious, being cautious about potential spread. He had some blood on his jersey and he switches from number 7 to number 9. So he's back out on the pitch for FC London, manning the right wing position on their attacking line, but now wearing number 9. As he has Fawcett deliver the ball over his head. Alvarez closing down on Sarkowski, the speedy Alvarez, pressuring the captain for Masters, Sarkowski, and then Alvarez commits a foul. Sarkowski, who gets a "Let's Go Adam" chant from his Masters fans going in the stands, plays it ahead. As Shaquille Agar delivers it into the middle for Priestley, but this time taken away from Priestley, and then he steps over Wilson to commit the foul. Free kick quickly taken as Mello played it to Nafar. He quickly returns the ball to Mello and played out wide for Rivera. 35th minute of action here in the 2019 League 1 Ontario Championship Final. FC London have not dropped a match. They have not lost a match since late July. Here they find themselves trailing 1-0. They move the ball through Wilson over to Nafar. Draws it out wide for the captain Rivera. Back to Nafar. From his right foot tries to chip it in, intended for Alvarez. He gets a pusher on Sirkowski, nothing doing. And then Ethan Gopal volleys it on the an easy save for Koskinas. Koskinas punts it out. Halbouni steps up. Masters coach Rick Titus vocal about the physical contact against his defender, letting the AR1 hear his complaints. Let's see if that pays dividends at all for the Masters coach. Rick Titus, a distinguished playing career himself, part of the Toronto Lynx, and also spent time with the Columbus Crew in the MLS. As Alvarez tips that ball out, it's going to be a Masters FA throw-in here in the 37th minute of action. An opportunity for us to acknowledge our great league partners, including Gatorade, the Regional Police, Vibrant Power, Canadian Plastic, Sports Engine, and Rome Mobile. Thank you for your continued support of League 1 Ontario. Agar receives the ball. Fawcett closes him down. Agar crosses to the far post. Oh, and that just missed the head of Francis Amia as Sokolsky came off his line to challenge. Amia just unable to top it. Rivero into the middle for Mello. Goes down by Priestley, so he turns out wide to Nafar. Rivero, all the way back to his keeper, Sokolsky. London will be patient in their build-up. Even though they're trailing, they will certainly not feel pressed until time really starts to get tight. They are a veteran team. Most of this London team has been together for upwards of 3 seasons. As Alvarez pushed off the ball, Agar takes control. Chips in as Priestley ran onto it, but the ball a little too high for him to control, and Sokolsky comes to pick it up for London. Pulls it out for Rivero. London certainly the more experience of the two squads, as there's more youth on the Masters side. But right now they've got the lead. 1-0. They have to defend here as Mohamed Reza Nafar plays the ball through, intended for Alvarez, but coming off his line, Spiro Koskinas collects it for Masters. And what a big acquisition that was mid-season by Masters to pick up the young Koskinas, as there was a goaltending battle throughout the year. And when you think back to the mid-season draw against Oakville, that was back in July, I believe it was. Koskinas was on the bench for that match. He had yet to take the net, but he has been strong since his acquisition, and he's really taken the reins between the posts for Masters FA. And really, he is the reason they're up 1-0. Not only was the goal from Priestley huge, but the save after save after save early in the match from Koskinas kept his team in this, as they easily could have been down by multiple goals. Foul called against Mohamed Reza Nafar, a free kick to come from London, as they'll look for a cross into the penalty area.
USA.
Take it short, out wide to Rivero, who draws back for Patrick Mello. Rivero, Nafar, back to Rivero. Alvarez and Afar. Oh, what a move by Ribeiro as he burns the midfielder, but then he commits a foul on the slide tackle. Can't quite make out which Masters player got in the thick of that, but he's down and in some discomfort. And certainly no malicious intent there from Ribeiro. He's just challenging. That's Yassine Shawan down on the turf for Masters. Ribeiro shown. That was just yellow. Is that red? That wasn't red. Wow, Ribeiro has been ejected from the match. Wow, I thought he was only going to get a caution there. But the London captain, Randy Ribeiro, has been shown the red card. That is a stunning turn of events. 41st minute of action, Ribeiro has been ejected from this match for that missed time challenge. I'm shocked by that. Again, in the initial sequence, it doesn't seem like there's any malicious intent, but I mean, as Yassine Shawan is
from what I could see,
getting medical attention from the trainer, his face is being held, so I guess Ribeiro's cleats got right up on the face of Shawan, and if that's the case, certainly no choice for the referee Bowman but to give a red card there. As, yeah, the cleats of Ribeiro definitely caught the face of Shawan. He is being taken off the pitch with blood all around his right eye. So it's just an awkward sequence of events. I can tell you one thing, Randy Ribeiro, he is a tough-nosed defender, but he's not one to try injure a player. He would never try injure a player, and he would certainly not do something to put his team at a disadvantage. But here he's been kicked out of the match in the 31st minute on that missed time challenge on Yassine Shawan. So FC London are playing a man short, and they're without their captain for the rest of this match, already trailing 1-0. So they keep a backline of 4 players. They shift their formation to a 4-3-2. It's Ethan Gopal who is dropped into the right back position. Fawcett has moved over to the left back position occupied previously by Ribeiro, as the London captain is forced to watch the remainder of this match outside the field of play. An absolutely stunning turn of events here, as the London captain Randy Ribeiro has been ejected with a red card when he was. So it is gut check time now for FC London, the team that's had a bit of a team of destiny feel to them, coming in as the 7th seed into the playoffs. They always found a way to come up with a win. Now they're really up against it, down 1 man, trailing 1-0. Masters trying to move the ball ahead. Priestley runs onto it, draws a left-footed strike on the volley, and that gets carried away by Sakalski, as Priestley had thoughts of his second of the match.
Special price tickets are available through the League1 office. Please visit League1Ontario.com for more details.
Laggard over to the near corner to take the set piece. 44th minute of action. I'll be curious what the actual red card issued for. I gotta think it was for. Oh, here, let's get the corner as Agar delivers it to the near post, and that's headed away by Mello, who now sports the captain's arm. Actually, check that, that's Wilson. Thrown in for Randy Masimianga. Alvarez takes it away, knocked off his foot, but a free kick and a foul called against the Tifa League.
Focus, shot, come on, back in.
Sean Fawcett now holding the left back position, brings it up for FC London. Plays it ahead for Chad Gopal, tries to dribble through a couple of defenders before it's taken away by Misimienga. Albuni. Ribeiro is just sitting on a concrete pillar behind the Masters FA net. It is killing him not to be out there right now. As he watches his team move the ball over to Connor Wilson, but Wilson can't hold possession, and it's collected by Ali as he plays it ahead for Agar. A minimum of 2 minutes of added time to be played here in the first half, indicated by the first. Misimienga takes possession, taken away by Wilson. Quickly, Misimienga gets it back. Wilson all over his back, but he plays it through to Sirkowski. De Beer. As Eddie De Beer lays it off for Sean Brown. Priestley, who got the lone goal in this match back in the 30th minute off a left-footed screamer, tries to dribble through a couple of defenders, but loses it to Wilson. Nafar dishes off for Mello, touched out wide for Ethan Gopal. Patrick Mello, Wilson, now Gopal making a run up from the back position. So you can expect to see that with the back line, where it goes from a line of 4 to a line of 3 with Ethan Gopal pushing up. Mello, back to Albuni. Fawcett opens up some space, plays the ball ahead for Ethan Gopal, but then he loses possession to Dante Watts. Ball played to the near flank, Shaquille Laggard with space in front of him. Plays it through the penalty area intended for Amia, but it's into the hands of the keeper Sirkowski. He quickly throws it out for Mello. Good ball ahead for Nafar. He's got time and space in front of him. Mohamed Reza Nafar, the player born in Iran, dishes it off to Connor Wilson. Wilson draws it back for Mello. Albuni steps up into the rush, tees up a right-footed strike from distance, but that one wide of the post and out for a goal. Referee Bowman blows his whistle. 13, Antoine Paul. We're underway here in the second half as Masters FA kick off the second half action, leading this match 1-0 as London had their captain Randy Ribeiro ejected towards the end of the first half.
Number 70, Yassine.
So check that, it's the injured player Yassine Shawan who was on the receiving end of that red card foul, which has been booked as serious foul play against Ribeiro, and Shawan, unable to return from injury, has been replaced by Antoine Paul. Masters try and move the ball ahead. That's picked off by Ethan Gopal as he tries to work up the far side flank. Ethan Gopal touches ahead intended for Alvarez. Sirkowski goes back to his keeper Koskinis, who clears it out for a London throw. The throw-in quickly taken by Heath. And London moving the ball around the back line, which will morph between 3 and 4 men at times, as Ethan Gopal will hold that right back position, but obviously be pushing ahead as much as he can with London trailing 1-0. Again, Randy Ribeiro ejected because of serious foul play. The lone goal in this match coming off the left foot of Akeem Priestley in the 30th minute. And now his teammate Francis Amia, the leading goal scorer for Masters during the regular season, gets chopped down, and a free kick from a dangerous area to come here for Masters FA 6. As it's Shaquille Laggard over top the ball. He's the lone Masters player there for the set piece. He'll get the 10 yards counted out. And a 2-player defensive wall defends for FC London. Agar delivers across, and that's headed away by Heath. Alvarez picks up the ball. He's got space up that far flank. Goes down by a duo of Masters defenders, and it's out for a Masters throw. Let's take this opportunity to acknowledge our great League 1 Ontario partner, Sports Engine, the official technology partner of Ontario Soccer, and the leading provider of sport life management tools for youth and amateur sports. Check out sportsengine.com to see how they can help keep your club running in stride on and off the pitch this season. As Fawcett receives it from Nafar, looking for an option, but no movement off the ball from London. I think they're still a little bit stunned by the turn of events at the end of the first half. They've got to shake it off as Alvarez takes possession, looking for an option out wide. He finds one in Ethan Gopal. Gopal touches off to Wilson. Fawcett, he's got space in front of him, takes it before trying to feather a ball through, but that got picked off by Paul. And here goes Antoine Paul from Masters FA. His lead ball intended for Dante Walks, but it was well out of his range. The London keeper Sokolski takes possession with his feet. Sokolski plays it out to Fawcett. Wilson. The Masters cannot get caught sitting back here trying to just defend. If they give London too much time and space, they could get burned with skilled players like Thomas Alvarez up front, but this time it's defended well by Sokolski and knocked out for the throw. Ethan Gopal tosses in for Patrick Mello. Checked closely by Amaya as Mello tries to get past Priestley. Gopal touched through for Alvarez, but closed down by De Beer and given away to Ethan Gopal. Priestley comes in to defend Ethan Gopal as he lays that one back to Patrick Mello. Wilson, get out here. Fawcett. Masters keeping everything in front of them as Wilson tries a 1-2, but that's read and intercepted by Antoine Paul. And then he knocks it out for a London throw. Quickly taken, the throw and controlled by Fawcett. As he lays it back to Wilson. Fawcett. Albouni. Out wide for Ethan Gopal. He plays it back to Bradley Heath. Good ball into the far corner as Gopal tracks it. Ethan Gopal being defended by Atif Ali. Ethan Gopal brings him into the penalty area. Ali came away with the ball and coming back to defend, and clipping Gopal was Agard, and Ethan Gopal complaining that should have been a penalty as he took an elbow to the chops. Nothing doing in the eyes of the referee Bowman. It's controlled by Patrick Mello. To be fair, it didn't seem like there was much there from the contact as Gopal tried to sell it. Now Sean Brown clears it out for a London throw. Chad Gopal quickly takes the throw, tosses back for Fawcett. Alvarez starts to make a run. Fawcett draws back for Albouni. Albouni looking for movement, nothing doing. He lays it back to Fawcett. Fawcett switches over to Ethan Gopal as the ball nearly got away from him, but he did well to track it back and made the pass to Wilson. Wilson, his ball splits a couple of players. It's picked off by Antoine Paul, and then some contact between Bradley Heath and Dante Walks results in nothing. As Heath draws the ball away from the pressure, Mello tries to needle it through to Nafar, provides support against Priestley. Priestley got hauled down, a late call. It's the right call, but a bit of a late whistle there from the referee Bowman. No question though, a foul committed on that play as Wilson and Mello were in the thick of it. Nafar there as well, one of them pulling back on Priestley, and Priestley is favoring the left shoulder. So we'll see if anything comes out of that. Masters already losing Yassine Shawan to injury as he was replaced by Antoine Paul.
Use 4 across the middle. You gotta step higher. Let them play too much. Come on. Tell them this one. Step them higher.
Priestley, the goal scorer for Masters FA, able to walk off under his own power. So that's a good sign for the Masters fans. As they start out when the Saints go marching in chant, and of course Masters FA Saints leading this match 1-0 over FC London. De Beer, he gets closed down by Chad Gopal, and Nafar comes away with it. Nafar got clipped, no foul, and that draws the ire of the London coach, Marcochia. It's certainly understandable. That was an ill-timed challenge on Nafar. That was a tremendously defensive challenge by Halbouni as he came in to separate Agard from the ball. And things will slow down with a free kick here for FC London. Sokolsky plays it, he ends up giving it away from the free kick as Halbouni closes down Paul. Halbouni gets thrown to the ground, nothing doing. Marcochia once again up out of his seat to protest, but nothing doing. Priestley, Marcochia saying this is crazy, he's had just about enough of the officiating as Nafar draws it back for Mello. Wilson, touch out wide for Gopal. As Ethan Gopal plays it through to Mello. Nafar tries to rainbow it over the defender, but that gets broken up. Quickly retained by Mello. Chad Gopal carrying it up the near flank, closed down by Antoine Paul. As the two bring it to the near corner, and Antoine Paul plays it out for a London thrower. Marcochia not happy at all about some of these calls, and he shows visible frustration by kicking the ball away, and that's going to earn a warning here from the referee Bowman. Official Butler there as well, as he's been trying to calm Marcochia down. Just has to watch on frustrated as Chad Gopal gets set to throw the ball in. Tosses in for Alvarez. Closed down by Misimienga. It's out for a Masters throw-in. Sean Brown, tosses the ball in. Sean Fawcett challenges for London. As Bilal Halbouni gets crunched between a couple of Masters players, it was Antoine Paul taking the worst of it as he shakes off the stinger. There goes Ethan Gopal working up the far flank. He plays it off of Ali, and that's out for a London corner kick. So 57th minute of play, set piece opportunity here for FC London to potentially equalize from a corner kick. And they'll send their two big center backs, Halbouni and Heath, into the penalty area to try get a knock on the cross from the set piece. Keep an eye on 4 and 12 in white. Wilson delivers it short out top to Mello. Thinking about a shot, he plays it back down low to Wilson, trying to work his way past Ali. Defended well by Atif Ali, and the Masters left back with a good play to get the ball ahead to Shaquille Agard. Agard just had it go out along the touchline, so that'll be a London throw. As the fans here at the Ontario Soccer Centre Stadium have piled right up against the fence to get as close to the action as they can. Fawcett receives the pass across the half. Touches to the near flank for Gopal. That's Chad Gopal as he oversteps the ball. Tries to feed it through for running Connor Wilson, but that's broken up. Shaquille Agar chips it ahead, intended for Walks. He gets all twisted up in Heath, but Walks comes away with it and an advantage. And then a heavy first touch loses possession to Halbouni. The keeper, Sokolsky, plays it out for Fawcett as he touches it, and that's through the legs of, or out of the reach of Mello and picked up by Agar. Agar draws it back. He's got an option in Amaya. He tries to make the pass to him, but that's broken up after some fancy footwork. Mohamed Reza Nafar, closed down by Sarkowski, feeds a ball to the outside shoulder of Wilson, and that only tracks out for a throw. Let's Go MFA for Masters Football Academy chant starts up by the Pro Masters crowd. Let's give the London fans credit as well. They have traveled in numbers all season long, and a good contingent of them once again here tonight cheering on their boys. But FC London trailing right now in the 59th minute of this 2019 League 1 Ontario Championship Final. 1-0, but here's a chance as Ethan Gopal burning up the right flank, tries to dribble into the middle, but he's closed down by Adam Sarkowski. A nice burst of speed from Gopal to get separation, and then good defending by Sarkowski to close down. Well, the winner of tonight's match will book their spot in the 2020 Canadian Championship competition, as it was a bit of a surprise result a couple nights ago at BMO Field, where the Montreal Impact stunned the home crowd of Toronto FC, beating them 3-1 on penalty kicks to move on to the CONCACAF Champions League. And whichever team wins this match here tonight, well, they'll have an opportunity next year to potentially draw into that CONCACAF Champions League competition. As Randy Misimienga gets fouled, and a free kick will come here for Masters. Misimienga got knocked early in the first half, and the trainer comes out to check on the holding defensive midfielder for Masters FA. King Greasy appeared in 14 regular season matches. He only scored 4 goals, but he's got the lone goal here tonight that is the difference maker. Multiple Masters FA players tied for the playoff lead with 2 goals apiece. Greasy being one of them.
Men's national team returned to
Actually, he'll push ahead now with that goal tonight.
October 15th.
But it is the goal tonight by Greasy that's made all the difference. A left-footed stringer from 24 yards out in the 30th minute of play. And that's been the difference maker here on the scoreboard. As Masters FA Saints lead 1-0 over FC London in the 2019 League 1 Ontario Championship Final. Randy Misimienga has been taken out with injuries, yet to be substituted, but he's getting treatment over at the far line off the pitch. We'll keep an eye on him as Walks tries to walk his way towards the front of goal, defended closely by Heath, and then Mello comes in for extra support to knock it out for the corner. Nice individual effort by Dante Watts as he has provided a physical presence up front for Masters. Misimienga welcomed back onto the pitch by the referee Bowman, so he is fit to continue on despite that stinger. As the big man wearing number 19, the defensive holding midfielder for Masters FA. Corner kick, delivered on the in-swinger, headed away by Heath. Alvarez He plays it high in the sky as they track the bouncing ball. It's De Beer who headed it away, but now controlled by Alvarez. Thomas Alvarez touched it into the middle for Mohamed Reza Nafar. Draws to his right foot, lets the shot go, and it's blocked by Misimienga. Loose ball controlled by Priestley. He plays it ahead for Agard. Agard with time and space. He's got an overlap option and walks. Uses him as Dante walks, trying to pick out an option, dribbling it, and it's taken away by the combo of Heath and Mello. Great effort by Walks to nearly win it back. Did well enough to get it to a teammate. The cross over to Antoine Paul, and he couldn't quite volley it out of midair as the ball was delivered by Priestley. Walks down with injury. Halbouni right there to tell the referee this is a blatant display of time wasting. The referee says, well, you gotta give him a chance here if he's injured. They call the trainer out and they'll try expedite the process. We're in the 64th minute of this championship final.
Sign up today at onesoccer.ca and receive a 1-month free trial.
Make sure you stay tuned with us through the
But usually they're pretty
final whistle, as after the match we'll have trophy presentations and some live interviews as you're tuned into the League 1 Ontario 2019 Championship Final with Masters FA leading this match 1-0 in the 64th minute.
No, I'm asking. Because I've never actually. Yeah, he is. He's just moving. I'm just asking. Let's see.
Both benches. A lot of tension and a lot of emotion between both coaches as Rick Titus, the head coach for Masters FA, tries to keep his group composed. Mike Marcocha, the head coach for FC London, trying to get any little advantage here from the officials as he's got the fourth official right beside him once again, and Marcocha right in his ear, trying to get something in the pocket of the referees here to give his team a bit of a hope. 65th minute of play. From the throw-in, Mello takes possession. Wilson, the opts to use Heath. Back to the near side for Fawcett. Chad Gopal opens out wide, stretches to receive, but is controlled by Brown. Back to the keeper, Koskinis, who's had a considerably less busy second half than the first, as he delivers that ball ahead for Agard. Agard fouled from behind, check with those Walks who got taken down, and a yellow card shown to Connor Wilson of FC London. 66th minute, yellow card shown to Wilson. Bookings in this match, both going to London players, as it was Ribeiro ejected in the, I think it was 42nd minute, I forgot to note the time, but it was towards the end of the first half to be certain, and now in the 66th minute, Wilson, free kick taken, crossed in and knocked high and out of play for a corner kick by Sean Fawcett, as the cross came in from Agard and he tried to pick out it was Antoine Paul who tried to pick out, I should check that, it was Francis Amia.
Wilson in the 66th minute. Wilson, yellow card, 66th minute.
So Akeem Priestley, the goal scorer, gets set to take the corner from the near side. In swinger to the far post and defended well by London. A high foot called and an indirect free kick will come here inside the penalty area. Oh wow. A late whistle by the referee. Again, not saying it's the wrong call, but a bit of a delay in the whistle has drawn the ire of the London players as they don't like this call. The London coach Marcocha is stunned, frankly. He's not saying anything. I don't think he believes this.
blood in his nose. Trainer, he's got to go off. He's got blood on his nose.
Chad, check that. That's Ethan Gopal, I believe. One of the Gopals has once again gotten a bloody jersey here. And the referee is trying to sort out the call. I think he has decided to give the free kick here to London. So check that. No indirect free kick for Masters inside the penalty area. Instead, it'll be a free kick for London. And it is Ethan Gopal who once again is forced out of action temporarily because of a bloody nose. So they'll try to patch him up, and we'll see if he'll have to wear his third jersey of today's match. As he started with number 7, he's currently wearing number 9, and they'll try keep him in that kit if possible. As Wilson, he gets clipped down. That's going to be a free kick for London. Connor Wilson showing some exaggerated hand motions as he's in disbelief that there was no card issued for that late challenge. Albouni looking for an option, chips it over Alvarez and out of the reach of Nafar. Albouni steps up to take the clearance away from Walks. Walks pressuring Heath, comes up with the ball. Dante Walks, tracks it over to the far flank, tries to chip it back in, intended for Agard, but that's not going to happen. Ethan Gopal, they're trying to figure out whether he needs to change the jersey or not. I think they're going to, yeah, they've got him in a new one, so he's going to be wearing number 16 when he comes back into action, as Antoine Paul's cross gets knocked out for a corner kick. So his third jersey of the match, Ethan Gopal now back into play wearing number 16, and Masters FA getting set to make a substitution, as it'll be Marko Jankovic getting set to come into this match. Hakeem Priestley delivers the corner kick to the far post, well over the head of Sean Brown, and that'll track out for a goal kick. Masters want to get the substitution in here, and they will, as it's going to be Francis Amia coming out of the match, and Jankovic coming in.
Master substitution, leading the field, number 20, Francis Amiot. Entering the field, number 5.
So Masters taking a striker off and replacing with a big-bodied center back, as they want to shore up this lead with just 20 minutes remaining in match play. As Antoine Paul receives the pass from Priestley, crosses into the penalty area, well out of the reach of Walks. And head coach Titus saying, "You're killing me with that," as he knows his player Paul had far more time to play a better ball in. We've got an injured London player on the turf here, as that's Chad Gopal, who's getting stretched out by the trainer.
And Sunday, October the 6th is League 1 Ontario Day at Tim Hortons Field, as Forge FC plays host to York 9 FC in a crucial 9:05 derby fixture.
Well, Mark
Specially priced tickets are
now
available
into the
League 1
match
office.
for Masters FA. If you're a Canadian soccer fan, that name may sound familiar on a couple of levels. Jankovic, a starter with the Mississauga Metro Stars of the MASL, and he was also on the Canadian national beach soccer team, and he actually holds the record for most goals in a game. Long-time CSL fans will remember him on the back line of the 2008-2009 Serbian White Eagles CSL Championship squad. Jankovic certainly a journeyman here in Canadian soccer as he takes the backline position for Masters. Fawcett makes a good play along the back line, but it's taken away by Sean Brown. Brown draws back to his left. Chad Gopal getting set to come back in. Brown crosses to the far post, knocked away, and they score! Dante Walks buries it, and that's the insurance marker Masters have been working for. In the 73rd minute, it's 2-0 for Masters FA Saints. London were unable to clear it. Walks took advantage as he hammered it past Sokolsky. And Masters are less than 18 minutes away from hoisting the League 1 Ontario Championship final trophy. What a huge goal from Dante Walks. And now London are really up against it as Wilson plays it back for Heath. Walks, after scoring the goal, is now taking a seat on the turf. Referee not too interested in his appeals for a stop and play. As it's played ahead for Wilson. 73rd minute goal from Walks. Here goes Ethan Gopal tracking into the box. That gets taken away, and then Connor Wilson commits a foul. With Walks down on the turf, the trainer comes out to check on him. The London coach Marcochia not happy about this. The big center back, Bilal Halbouni, tracks over the bench to get a bit of water. Dante Walks applauds the crowd as he heads over to the bench. That could be the end of his day. As Masters gets set to bring a player in to replace Walks. But what an impact Dante Walks had moments ago to give Masters a 2-0 lead. De Beer touches over to the near side. Antoine Paul opts to leave it for Sean Brown. Brown gives it to Paul. Gets around Chad Gopal, and now Antoine Paul is room to carry. Good slide tackle by Halbouni. Touched ahead for Antoine Paul as he keeps it in along the near flank. Paul taking on a couple of defenders. Tries a left-footed touch to the far post, and that gets punched away by Anthony Sokolsky on that diving stop. Here comes the Masters substitution as Malik DeFreitas gets set to come into this match, replacing Dante Walks.
Number 12, Malik DeFreitas. Time of the substitution, 76 minutes.
Corner kick here for Masters. They play it to the top of the box. Oh, what a finish! It's a brace for Akeem Priestley. Brilliant execution from the set piece. They catch London napping. Priestley receives the ball on the turf at the top of the 18, and he buries it for his second of the match. And in the span of 3 minutes, Masters have doubled their lead. They go from up 1-0, now up 3-0 as goals coming from Dante Walks and Akeem Priestley just 3 minutes apart. And that's gotta pretty much do it. Masters have weathered the storm early with their keeper Puskiness. They reward him with a goal in the 30th minute. And in the second half, there was a bit of a challenge early from London, but it's basically been all Masters here in the second 45 minutes of play. Again, the turning point at the end of the first half when Ribeiro ejected with a red card. But Masters taking full advantage of every opportunity given to them. As goals coming from Akeem Priestley in the 30th minute, Dante Walks in the 73rd, and again Priestley in the 76th have given Masters a 3-0 lead. London trying to get something going. Ahmed Reza Nafar gets tackled, and that's going to be a caution to Atif Ali. 78th minute, time of the caution, as the free kick for London will come from, at least 30 yards out. Maybe not quite that far, but pretty close in. As Mello and Halbuni overtop the ball, a 4, check that, a 3-player wall, setting up defensively
In the
for
78th
Masters.
minute, Ali, yellow card, 78th minute.
Halbuni and Mello overtop the ball for London. Ribeiro, the usual free kick taker. Halbuni drills it! Oh, just missing on that free kick attempt. Nice strike by Balil Halbuni, but just missed on the accuracy. As FC London gets set to bring Ben Weifschaft into this match, the big man who plays an attacking role, a speedy forward. They'll be looking to Weifschaft to make an impact in the final 12 minutes. As Antoine Paul receives it from the goal kick. Good quick 1-2 with De Freitas as Paul brings it to the corner. Crosses in, and that's knocked away by Heath. FC London will make the change now as Weifschaft will replace Sean Fawcett.
Leading the field, number 3,
So the defender Fawcett comes out for the
entering the
attacking
field,
option.
number 19, Ben Weifschaft. Time of the substitution.
London coach Marcocia telling his team just 2 defenders, everyone else push up. As trailing by 3 with essentially 10 minutes left in the match, they have no other option now. De Freitas plays it out top to Priestley, and it's a hat trick! Oh, what a strike! Akeem Priestley with a hat trick here in the championship final. He only scored 4 goals in 14 regular season matches, but here today he picks up 3 huge goals, and Masters FA are well on their way to claiming the 2019 League 1 Ontario Championship. Goals in the 30th minute, the 76th, and now in the 80th minute, Akeem Priestley with the hat trick to give Masters FA a 4-0 lead. Priestley once again drafted by the Kansas City Wizards in the 2009 MLS Super Draft. He had stops in multiple countries, including Azerbaijan, Bangladesh, and Antigua before coming back to Canada.
80th minute.
And he joined Masters just this season, but boy, has he ever been the difference maker here today. Akeem Priestley with a hat trick to give Masters a 4-0 lead. And he's on the ball once again. He hauls down the far, nothing doing, as Halbuni takes it for London. Halbuni tried to knock it out with one of his teammates down. Now Mello, frustrated, will just kick it out of play, as there's less than 9 minutes of game time remaining here. A tough result here today for FC London, a team that's had a team of destiny feel to them throughout much of the second half of this year. They had not dropped a match since late July, but today Masters FA have gotten the better of FC London. Masters getting set to make another substitution as Anwar Al-Sawi gets set to come into this match. And he'll replace the man with the hat trick, Akeem Priestley. Check that, maybe not. Nope, Priestley will stay in the match, and it'll be Shaquille Agard who comes out. So once again, a forward taken out for a more defensive-minded player for Masters.
Leading the field, number 9, Shaquille
Al-Sawi into the match.
Entering the field, number 7, Anwar Al-Sawi. Time of the substitution, 83 minutes.
FC London, I believe they got a substitution in there as well, but with all the jersey swapping that's been going on, not quite sure who that is because there is no number 20 on our roster. Although that looks an awful lot like Connor Miller, who's wearing number 20 for FC London. Defended well that time by De Beer. As Miller gets a touch for London. Plays it back to Heath. 83rd minute of action as Patrick Mello plays it ahead.
London substitution.
Late time challenge by Yankovic.
Mohamed Razanafar entering the field.
Mohamed Razanafar, the player subbed out for London. He was injured on the tackle. Connor Miller. Now, double check with the London bench, but it is Connor Miller who's come in to replace Mohamed Razanafar. And the free kick will be taken here from, again, roughly 30 yards out. It's Weisshaft and Mello over top the ball for London. Weisshaft takes the free kick, and that might be good for a football field goal, but not exactly the accuracy you would have been hoping for on that free kick attempt.
There's a correction. FC London, the substitution. Leaving the field, number 8, Mohamed Razanafar. Entering the field, number 20, Logan Rake. Time of the substitution was 83 minutes.
Logan Rake, the player who came in instead of Miller. As London trying to find some magic here in the final 5 minutes. It would be a miraculous comeback to say the least, trailing by 4-0. Mello buries it away. Controlled by Weisshaft. He makes the touch over to Chad Gopal. Gets around the sliding tackle of Eddie De Beer. As Gopal brings it to the near corner. Touched into the middle for Wilson. Connor Wilson leaves it for Ethan Gopal. Touch back for Logan Wright. Ethan Gopal muscled off the ball. De Beer comes up with it. And he plays that over to Al-Sawi. Al-Sawi trying to just take some time away. He lays it off to Priestley, who plays it out wide for Antoine Paul. Masters being set to make another substitution as Nathan Ferguson gets set to check in on a good save along the short side by Sokolsky. He parried it and then caught it quickly. Sean Brown takes possession as he plays it back for De Beer. Both coaches getting some substitutes into the match late here as London getting set to make a change of their own. Ball played in for Simian. Yankovic. Tief Ali, he plays it ahead. It's getting Putwas to Freitas. They get the ball over to Al-Sawi. London getting set to bring in either Carson Wood or Connor Miller. Again, with all the jersey changes, some different numbers on the players' backs than what we have on the sheet. But for Masters FA, the only number that matters at this point is 90, as they're waiting for 90 minutes to appear on the board as that long strike from distance easily handled by Sokolsky. 4-0 to score here for Masters FA. 87th minute of play. A "This is our house" chant rises up from the Masters fans in attendance as they have been treated to quite the display here tonight from their club. Starting with some spectacular saves from keeper Spiros Koskinas in the first half. A tremendous goal in the 30th minute from Akeem Priestley, which would then be followed up by 2 more from Priestley, as Priestley will be taken out of this match. Also substituted here is
London substitution, number 17.
But for Masters FA, the man who made the difference here today, Akeem Priestley, with 3 goals in the 30th, the 76th, and the 80th minute. And he's substituted out for Nathan Ferguson. What a great game from Priestley.
Master substitution, leaving the field number 16, Akeem Priestley. Entering the field number 17, Nathan Ferguson.
Chad substitution, 88 minutes. By London, we're awaiting the confirmation on the player brought in as they try to catch Sokolsky off his line, but that shot from 40 yards out easily saved by Sokolsky. They get the championship trophy getting set up down below us, the medal presentation, and the big championship banner to come out in just a few minutes.
London substitution, leaving the field number 17, Chad Gopal. Entering the field number 18, Connor Miller.
So there's Connor Miller now into the match. Draws in the final few minutes. His team trailing by 4. Ball played ahead for Weifschaft. Just outside the area. Touches in front for Miller. He gets tripped up. Nothing doing in the eyes of the referee. A goal kick out of the sequence. Well, Miller tried to make a positive impact there. The ball simply out for a goal kick as Koskinas plays it out wide to Atif Ali. Ali touch forward for Randy Mismienga. Over to the right back, Sean Brown. Mismienga, he loses it to Heath as it's controlled by Wilson. Right, back to Wilson. Through to Weifschaft, draws to his left foot and he scores! In the 90th minute, FC London have broken the clean sheet of Koskinas, and Alvarez quickly scoops up the ball as a rather dejected looking London side realize it may be too little too late, but they're still pressing and they're still fighting to the final whistle. Koskinas got twisted up a little. He was slow to get up, but he's fine now. Play continues on.
Scored by number 19, Ben
Weifschaft gets the goal for London in the 90th minute. I believe it was a minimum of 5 minutes. Yes, a minimum of 5 minutes to be played in that time here by the 4th official. Head coach Marcocia for London not happy about that. It's only 5, saying that with the amount of delays, it could easily be double that. Foul committed here by Antoine Paul. Weifschaft receives the free kick, played ahead intended for Wilson, but well out of his range and controlled by the keeper Koskinas. Koskinas falls on top of it with Alvarez closing on him and quickly bowls it out for Atif Ali. Ali opens up some space along the far flank, plays the ball ahead as running onto it is Ferguson. It's taken away by Halbuni. Mello, check that was Wilson. Pitches ahead for Weifschaft and he nearly got a touch to get it past the keeper Koskinas. That would have made things interesting. As London continue to press, Ethan Gopal plays it into the middle. As Alvarez pulling back to a more midfield position. They get it over to Wilson and it's out for a London throw-in. Tossed in for Miller. Wright receives the pass, back to Mello, draws it out wide for Ethan Gopal, looking for a shooting lane, dribbling the ball down low to the goal line, crosses back and it's off the crossbar and out for a goal kick. Well, it's been a pretty exciting, fantastic match we've been treated here to tonight. And we're inside the final few minutes of added time as Masters FA with a 4-1 lead over FC London here in the League 1 Ontario 2019 Championship Final. FC London pressing, they want to make this a little bit closer as they bring the ball ahead, intended for Alvarez, but that gets closed down by Atif Ali. Sirkowski steps into the ball and takes it away from Ethan Gopal as he lays it off to Al Sawi. The two keep it over along the far touchline before giving it away, and now Connor Wilson turns up the pitch for London. Touch back for Miller. He plays it ahead on the wrong side of Alvarez, and it'll be controlled by the keeper Koskinas, who just hammers it well out of touch for a London throw. Alvarez pulling up with a bit of a tight hammy there. He's trying to stretch it out, but it's knocked out for a Masters throw. As Atif Ali with the ball. Referee Bowman checks his watch. Ali throws in. Miller. Right. Good touch ahead for Wilson. Alvarez there as well. Knocked out a touch. And off a London player, so it will be a Masters throw-in. From the throw-in, Heath steps up to knock the ball into the Masters defensive third. Koskinas taking a couple more seconds off the clock before he takes it with his hands. And Spiros Koskinas with the punt well across half, controlled by Ferguson. Ferguson taking on Heath. Heath wrestles him down, and a free kick here for FC London. Albuni will leave it for Heath, quickly takes it over to Mello. Mello ahead for Reich. Miller taken away by Sirkowski. Mello steps up. DeFreitas touches out wide as Ferguson back to DeFreitas. The referee blows his whistle. It's over. Masters FA Saints have won the 2019 League 1 Ontario Championship.